G's. Opposition think they gon' win, well, we gon' see. People say there ain't no I in team, but if we go to adding.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Monday, everybody. Happy SEC Day to everybody that celebrates, because as everybody knows, it is July 1st, meaning we are officially SEC members. We are officially members of the Southeastern Conference. How you feeling, Coach? How are things going? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good, yo. We had a slated for a great weekend, right? We were gonna have a really great weekend, and then the Grinch and Green up northwest came and.
I'm talking about you personally. I didn't want to get into all that crap yet, dude. I'm talking about you.
Hey, that affects me. That affects me. But I had a good weekend. Other than that, I had a hot weekend. It was hot. It was hot, but I'm good. I'm here.
It was so hot this weekend.
Well, and we're in the SEC, and I feel I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. It's Monday.
You good?
Yes.
Okay, that's all that matters, because we'll get into all the sad shit later on. You ain't have to get into all that right now. Damn. What you mean? Yes, sad. It is sad. It was sad. It sucks. It is a shitty position to be in. So yeah, we're gonna be sad about it. It's okay, but dang, we could have waited until a little bit later on in the show to bring everybody down. You had to start off on a sour note.
That's how I was.
Dang, man.
I got punched in the gut, but I'm good. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm still swinging.
Coach, what are you? Let's just go ahead and get this started off talking about the SEC, because the past week has been insane, dealing with a lot of SEC fans, dealing with Aggie.
Oh, see, okay.
Dealing with Aggie, revamped rivalries, people coming in talking about, first off, like, Tennessee fans are riding hard for A&M, which is a choice, but what are your vibes? Like, how are you feeling with everything that's been going on the past week and a half, with how much everybody's been hating on Texas, and everybody hates us coming into the SEC and everything? So how are you feeling with everything?
Man, like, let the haters hate. Like, I guess we knew it was coming. We accepted the villain role, if you want to call us the villain. I don't care. But it was great. The whole Wait in the Cemetery story from CDC was great. Seeing the Aggie tears flow all over Twitter and social media was great. I don't know, man. That was a great moment. Like, it just shows you the power that Texas has. Like, I'm just gonna go in and Mr. Steal your coach. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was
savage. That's all great. I gotta say about it. Like,
but it was great. I loved every minute of that. And now I was going into the SEC. Man, like, bring on the haters. The real UT has showed up in the SEC now. The real UT.
Shots fired. Pew pew pew. Finally, let's get the shit talk going. Let's fire back, because I'm tired of all the UT Junior.
UT Junior.
Oh. Sounds like a freaking burger meal. What are you talking about? It don't even like I said, A&M fans teaming up with the team that just beat them out for the national championship was not really what I had on my bingo card. But you know what? Hey, if they want to sit and be babied and coddled and act like we're just the big bad Texas and we're just big old meanies and we just come in and do what we want, which we do. Like, I mean, come on, let's be like, we sit and joke, we sit and laugh and everything like that. But I mean, we walked up to A&M, shoved them down, gave them a wedgie, looked at them as they were crying, told them to suck it up, and walked off. Like, we gave them an atomic wedgie, whether they want to agree with it or not, whether they want to actually admit it or not.
Yeah.
We just embarrassed them. And that's more so, I think, where all of it stems from, is that Big Brother is coming in to embarrassing them. It's a shot to the ego. It's a shot to the heart, and you're too late. It was like, just one of those situations where they got their feelings hurt, because not only did you lose your coach that took you to your first national championship series in a Big Three sport since Hitler invaded Poland, and not only do you lose them, but you lose them to Texas, of all places. So, like, you know, Schloss said yesterday at the SEC celebration, he was like, you know, I expected it to be nuclear. I never expected it to be apocalyptic. Well, now you know, Schloss. Sorry, dude. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like what that's created. Like, we don't like each other, but what it's created, Texas A&M, like in every sport, we're gonna be at it. It could be golf, volleyball, I don't know, rowing. You only think they got rowing in College Station, but if they do,
I don't know if they do or not. I'm gonna be real honest.
And then come November when we play them in football, oh man, I want to go to the game.
Oh, same.
Oh man,
that's what I've been telling all of my like Aggie friends that aren't actively still crying on the timeline and everything. They're actually trying to like move on past the situation and just move forward. All those fans and everything, those are the ones that I'm sitting there like, you know what? If all of this just did anything, it just put the entire nation on notice as to what this rivalry actually is.
Yeah.
And how deep rooted this hatred is, how petty and evil and mean. And no, this, you know what? I said this on Twitter the other day. They're never beating the little bro allegations, and they're not. Like, I'm sorry. They can sit and say like, we're older, we're bigger, we're the big brother. You're not. Big Brother doesn't get their coach stolen from them. Their national championship series head coach, Big Brother doesn't get that shit stolen from them.
Yeah, that looks
it
bad.
doesn't. It just doesn't happen. Okay, I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen because anything can happen to anybody. It's been very, very clear. You know, the coaching with the portal, NIL, with college football, college athletics, it's just an ever rotating cycle of changing and different, like NCAA conference realignment. Like, there's so much going on in college athletics right now that it's just hard to, like, I don't know. It's just a bunch going on. There's a lot going on with the SEC, with the Big Ten, ACC. Like, there's just so much going on in the world of college athletics right now that you can't honestly sit and say that, okay, it's never going to happen, because anybody at any point in time can be a stepping stone program.
Ooh, look at you, jab. You giving out jabs left and right.
Well, I mean, I'm air quoting, so I don't think that really counts. But
okay. You said that the right hook.
No, my thing is just, it's like I said, it put the entire nation on notice and let the younger generation of college sports fanatics, it just kind of put them on notice and let them know, like, no, this is a real rivalry. We hate each other with every fiber in our being, and we will do anything to embarrass the other one. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. We don't care. Like, gloves are off.
Right, exactly. And I know we play each other in baseball, of course. So, like, football's been since 2009, right? 2010?
No, 2011. 11 was the last.
11. Okay, gosh, that's such a long time ago, man.
Jay Tuck.
Like, I don't even know how.
Justin Tucker, baby.
Yeah, that was big.
All I know is after all this, we better fucking win that game.
Oh, we got to.
You can't lose that game after all of this. After all of this crap, that is one game you cannot lose.
Honestly, like, football is like, it's gonna be the main sport, and everybody's gonna be like, it's gonna be so much adrenaline and animosity. It's gonna be, man. Oh man.
But that just goes to show it's everything. It doesn't matter what it is. We hate each other.
It's all. It's all.
It's always a good day when A&M loses. It's always a good day when we see A&M crying on the timeline, crying about something, which is pretty often, actually. But I mean, that's kind of
Yall leaders.
What?
I ain't trying to see all these like Yall leaders on the sideline, and it's just, it's just so weird to
me. The whole. I'm not even a big make fun of the Yall leaders or anything like that. I do think it's strange that they have a competitive cheer squad, but they don't actually go to any of the like games. So it's like won like a national championship and everything. So it's not like they're a bad squad. So like I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense to me. But I mean, I stopped trying to understand the Aggie brain and the way that their brain cells and stuff work.
Yeah.
Bounce around in there is just not, it's not really my vibe, but it makes it a little bit harder for me to understand. Yeah. You know what? And honestly, it's just going to keep getting worse.
It is. It's $700 for a single ticket now. It's probably up in nosebleeds too. Can you imagine?
Right.
What it costs?
That's to stand in the parking lot. That's to stand in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's
for a parking pass.
Crazy, yo.
And like I said, if anything, it just added fuel to the fire. You know, we've always known, anybody that's born and raised in Texas know that Texas and Texas A&M hate each other. The rivalry just runs deep. It's rich in tradition, rich in hatred, rich in fuel and fire and aggressive aggression and just petty nastiness. Don't care. Like,
yeah.
And I'm just ready to see what all that translates to in the SEC. You know, and quick little side note. I also want to give a shout out to Coach Michael Early, who became the head baseball coach. No, that's no.
What? What's that?
No. Sorry.
Dang, Evan, what you doing, man? What's going on?
No. To answer this question, no, he's not. That's not a thing. But that caught me off guard. I don't even remember what I was saying. What were we talking about? I don't remember what I was saying.
My Coach Michael.
Oh yeah, Coach Michael Early. Congratulations on getting the head coaching position over at Texas A&M, being promoted from a hitting coach, assistant coach under Jim Schlossnagle. Gets his opportunity to go back to A&M and become one of them. To stay one of them. We had him for all of like 5 minutes, so I don't know if that. I don't know how that. Like,
good for him though. Good for him.
No, for sure. Like, we're not going to sit here and dox his Venmo and his phone number and talk about how horrible of a person he is because he chose to go to the enemy.
Yeah.
It's a betrayal. It's a betrayal.
Yeah.
Oh, the drama. Oh, the melodrama. Speaking of which, were you able to get some good views of the, hey, you know what? Hold up. Before we jump into the SEC celebration, yes, Tulo is a good consolation prize because you know what? Whenever Schloss brought his entire staff over and we didn't retain Tulo at first, I know a lot of Texas fans were really, really upset about that. We all were not necessarily in love with that decision. We always love to keep Tulo. He's been a great asset to the staff, been a great asset for a bit. So, and it's just been really, really nice to see that as soon as, Michael Early takes the promotion and goes and does what he does, we bring back Tulo and get exactly what we ended up really wanting anyways.
Yeah.
So it's so funny to see all the Aggies be like, try and make it a jab or like try and make it like this big thing. Like we're supposed to be so heartbroken and upset. Like I said, first off, we had him for all of 5 minutes. I don't think any of us really got too attached. That's number one. And I genuinely think more of us were upset that we let go of Tulo than we were excited to get Michael Early. No shame to Coach Michael Early at all. Like I said, we had him for 5 minutes. We didn't it wasn't something that like really hit us in the freaking soul,
Right.
So shout out to Coach Early. Shout out to Coach Early for doing what's best for him and his family, and I hope he does great things over at A&M, except for whenever they come to Austin and we go to Olsen Field. So
that's gonna be good. Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
So yes, shout out to Troy Tulowitzki for coming back, doing the thing. Love seeing him in the burnt orange. Big pickup for Schloss to be able to retain him and bring him back and everything. So shout out to that. What all did you see about the SEC celebration? Did you get to see a lot of videos and everything like that?
I saw the videos. I saw a lot of it on Twitter, social media, just seeing the people out there. Like, people were out there for like all day.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to happen at night. I was like, man, there's people out here in this heat getting sunburned.
It started at 1.
Gosh, that's hot.
Pitbull didn't even go on until almost 10.
Wait, how late were y'all there?
So I ended up going with my cousin, and we got there around 5:15. We ended up getting just a good spot on the main lawn. They had they had an actual crowd up at the stage to be able to see Pitbull and everything, but it was the same rules as like a game where clear bags. They had to be like a certain size and everything, and I had a bag, and it wasn't clear or anything like that. So we were like, we're not even going to try to fight the crowd to try to get up there. It was really, really hot. So we ended up just finding a little spot on the main lawn, sat there for hours, jammed, looked up and watched the Spasmatics. One way we're watching the SEC broadcast, the SEC network broadcast on the other side. We had like the perfect spot to just sit and chill and people watch and have a good time and everything. And then Pitbull came on, and oh my gosh, we ended up leaving probably, I think we listened to maybe 4 or 5 Pitbull songs before we left, just because we wanted to be there and we wanted to have a good time, but it was so hot.
I can imagine.
It was so hot, and there were so many people. Like where we were on the main lawn, we were literally like right in the center of the main lawn. So everybody just kind of enclosed around us. And it got to a point to where me and my cousin were literally like drenched in sweat, and both of us are sitting here like we got to breathe for a sec. Like we need to take a step out, step for a second, because we were like, everybody just kept getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And I was like, help me, save me.
Looking at it from like pictures and videos, I was like, man, this this is how Texas does it.
It was so much fun.
Like to see that, you know what I'm saying, and be broadcast or streamed, Texas is the shit. You know what I mean? So
we did that. A lot of people were making fun of Pitbull and everything. It was hype. Like you can say whatever you want. That was a lit ass show. Everybody was jumping, everybody was dancing, everybody was singing, screaming, having a good time. It was so much fun. And even before that, it just seemed like everybody was having just such a fun time being able to go to the SEC Village. There were so many coaches and players and everybody just walking around, mingling with everybody. There were probably I'd say at least 10, 15,000. That's totally 1,000% guess. That's just me guesstimating based off of what I saw.
Yeah.
But it was fine and beautiful and amazing until it wasn't.
Dang.
We had so much fun. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, we were lit, man. Everybody was having such a good time. Like I said, coaches walking around everywhere. The music was great. The vibes were great.
Yeah.
Didn't have any sort of issues. It was just so much fun, and it was such an amazing experience being able to be all surrounded by Longhorn Nation. To those of you that actually saw me and came up and said hi, I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Anytime you guys see me at any sort of games or functions or anything like that, make sure you guys come up and say hello. I try to be nice. I think I'm nice. Am I nice?
You're nice to me. I don't know.
I had to think about that.
I saw you in person. We had to be mean to me, so I guess you're nice. He can be mean.
Well, because half the time I just feel like I'm sitting there like I just have RBF, a naturally bitchy looking face. So, okay, you know what? This is all I needed. Thank you, Ingrid, babe. That's all I needed was someone to confirm that I am nice when spoken to, at least. Hey, this is a little random and off topic, but I do agree, Nate. The Director's Cup trophy needs to be reverted back to the old design. It looks like a T-ball trophy. I agree. It needs to go back to that crystal trophy. It looks like something that you would get if you won a soapbox derby. Which I'm okay with. It's fine. It is what it is. But that crystal trophy is just
looks good.
Chef's kiss. Hold up. I have a vision. It was so good to see you too, Ingrid. I enjoy seeing every single person. I really, like I said, if you guys are ever out at any events and you see me, come up, say hi. I'm a hugger though, so just FYI, I probably will just go in for a hug. I'm just one of those people, so just FYI and be aware of that.
Tell me. Ingrid's a real person. I think we talking. She got like an AI photo.
No, that's my girl. That's my girl, Ingrid. That yep, she's a 100% real. She's 100% real.
Fish.
And you know what? And you know what? She is in the trenches every single day because her boyfriend is an Aggie. So she is running through the trenches for Longhorn Nation every single day. Shout out to Ingrid, man, because Ingrid? she don't put up with stuff.
So what happens to get married? Is it one house, one team?
I don't know. Don't ask me. That it would never be a one house, one team with me. I don't know. I don't know their dynamic. That's none of my business.
What you gonna do, Ingrid? You know,
that's none of my business. I have too much of an attitude problem for that.
Just saying.
But I have too much of an attitude problem. It's always super funny. Yep, there we go. There is the answer. There's the answer. House divided, of course, obviously, because what self-respecting Longhorn fan is ever gonna bow down?
You know, just asking things you gotta, questions that need answers.
We love that for her. Evan said, attitude problem? Yes, I have an attitude problem. Yes, I do have an attitude problem. But speaking of attitude problems, actually, attitude problems has nothing to do with what I was going to say. But go. Thank you guys so much for joining in every single Monday. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching us over on Twitter, make sure you go over to YouTube. We're really trying to grow that platform over there. So please, 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 please head over to YouTube. Click the link in the description. Head over to YouTube, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you're notified every single time we go live and upload a video. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials. Once again, all of those are linked in the description as well. Coach Dub?
Yo, you know where you can find me. No, I'm sorry. I was going to say something else. Let me not get in trouble on here.
I saw you do a quick and I knew something. Something out of pocket was about to come out your mouth.
It was, but I changed my mind. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get in trouble. But you can find me on Twitter, Coach Williams II. Always I'm there. Or you can find your boy at InsideTexas.com. 2 months for $1, man. Promo code IT1. Come check us out. We got some stuff going up right now. Recruiting season's heavy. People committing. Things are happening. Like, come check us out. For real, for real.
What does the move to the SEC? I know we've already seen a difference. We've been able to use that SEC logo to recruit for the past couple cycles and everything. So what do you think, us actually being in the SEC, what do you think are some of the things that we can look forward to? What are some of the things that you think that we should be prepared for heading into the SEC as fans?
I would say that every game is going to be playing like a rival. You know what I mean? Like the crowd is going to be into it every single game, no matter who we play. You're not going to go to Lawrence, Kansas and have a so-so crowd, right?
Dude, see? Sorry, sorry. But yes, I don't understand like that. Like apparently we have a newly found rival with Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. Like I said, that wasn't on my bingo card, but I mean, here we are. So
that's been bad on Twitter and Spaces. That's been like arguments.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Okay. This is a thing. Yeah. But as fans, like she just said, they hate us. Like expect it every single game. It don't matter if we're playing Kentucky. You play Vanderbilt, they're gonna be out there with their stethoscopes and
Vanderbilt's one of the only schools that actually should or could talk shit to Texas fans because they're the only ones that hold the head-to-head against us. But that's because we hadn't played them since like the 20s.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit. Like expect the crowd and the games to be like it's gonna be everything you want. College football is supposed to be loud, ruckus, cussing, beer flying, all type of stuff. Like it's gonna be just ruckus. As a fan, like you want.
Don't hit me with a beer. Do not hit.
I'm saying they're gonna be tossing in the air.
I'm just saying in general. Do not hit me with a beer. We're back to the attitude problem.
But no, I just think that the crowd's gonna be so lit that we're gonna have you're gonna enjoy the real college football experience. That I think used to be there like early 2000s, late 90s, like just crazy. Not the golf clap loud whenever only there's a good play. It's gonna be loud no matter what. You know what I'm saying? We've all experienced the golf clap stadiums. like you're not gonna see that every week.
Well, and to be fair, I feel like at times we've had a golf clap stadium.
We have, unless we play somebody big, right? Every week, so we don't have that going into the SEC. It don't matter who we play; it's gonna be live. It's gonna be lit. I want to be in the audience. I want to be in the stands.
Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited. What environment are you in? What SEC environment are you most excited about going into? I know mine, so I wonder. I mean, we can do a quick ranking if you want. Like, we can do a top 5, top 3.
I'll go A&M as 1 because it's a rival and they got a big stadium, they got a lot of fans, but it's gonna be right because I want to see it. Like,
yeah, I mean that's fair. That wasn't the one that I had in the top of my head, but yeah, go ahead.
Tennessee.
Okay.
We got 100 and some thousand. It's ruckus in there. It's loud. Georgia. Right.
Okay.
Georgia's gonna be, and I'll say the other one. Probably, honestly, would be Florida and LSU.
The fact that you hadn't said LSU yet, I was literally sitting here like.
I had to think about it, but yeah, Florida, LSU. Those 5, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mine are LSU, Ole Miss, because I want to go to Oxford. I'm excited to see. I want to go to the real, like, traditional, like, to be fair, I want to go to all the SEC schools, but I mean, like, I want to go see a game in Nashville. Like, I want to go to the Vanderbilt game because it's in Nashville. Why not? That'd be so freaking fun. That'd be so freaking fun. I want to go to a night game at Death Valley.
Yeah.
That is a bucket list game for me. It has been a bucket list game for as long as I could ever remember. But now that it actually can and will be a thing eventually, whenever we get the chance to play LSU, I'm freaking excited. That's one that I'm really, really excited about. Rocky Top is another one. I never went to, so I didn't go to the Alabama game last year, so I haven't been to Bryant Denny. Obviously, yeah. I've got to go to Bryant Denny. I want to go down to the Swamp. You know, like there are so many different places that we can sit and be excited about going as Texas fans. Whereas, like, before we had to go to like Ames, Iowa, and Manhattan, Kansas.
But I will say this, and we've been there once, but going back to Arkansas, oh man, they hate us.
Dude, honestly, Fayetteville, I don't want to go to Fayetteville. I think I'm good missing out on Fayetteville. They honestly, you want to talk about hate? Like, okay, I think the reason I don't want to go to Fayetteville is because it's one of those things where I know how much they hate us, but me personally, I don't give a shit about Arkansas. Like, they don't affect me. So, like, I would be opening myself up to torture for people that, like, I don't actually care if they hate me or not.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's me personally. Obviously, a lot of the Southwest Conference and everything, like all the people that grew up with Arkansas and everything are going to feel a little bit differently. But I mean, I was 10 in 2005. So, like, so, I mean, it's not really the same to me, you know, but that's how I feel about, like, the newer generation of college football fans and stuff in general is they really get to see what Texas is able to bring from a rivalry standpoint.
Yeah. I think that's been around. You know, I was born, you make me feel old now. I got to say my age because I wasn't 5. I wasn't 10 in 2005, but my uncle played for Arkansas in the 80s, right? When they were really, really good. So I'm just saying this rivalry for a long, long time. Like, it's just nasty. And I've been experienced since I was little. So everybody who gets to experience it now who didn't get to previously, y'all in for a treat. I mean, this is college football. Like, stories you used to hear about, you know, the passion, tradition, all that is coming back. Y'all back to experience some of the best football, man. So buckle up. That's all I can tell you. Buckle up. And NCAA coming back too. So come on.
It's just, you know what? We up. The sport is up. That's what I think is so amazing about college athletics right now is college athletics are skyrocketing. You know, Like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Cameron Brink, all those, Paige Beckers, like all those girls and stuff, all of their fame and all of their legacy and lore and everything that's going around right now started in college. They've been being talked about since college, which is so amazing. You know, like it's so cool to continue to see the sports grow, continue to see women's sports just really on the up right now. Just seeing them do what they're able to do right now. Softball, women's basketball, you know, volleyball. Texas going for a three-peat this season, you know, like, hey, we getting that three-peat too. I'm gonna call that right now.
I'm with it.
I'm gonna call that right now. Speaking of volleyball, this is a little random, but I have to brag on myself for a second. Haley Eckerman, the legend that is Haley Eckerman, was on the 2012 national championship volleyball team. Followed me on Twitter today. I felt so proud of myself. I saw that in my little notifications, and I said, "Yeah." I felt really cool about that one.
Yeah.
That was one that I got really excited about. Yes, everybody listen to Billy. Be sure to subscribe and like the stream. Please share with all your friends. Let everybody know.
I thought I muted for a second. Yeah, I gotta excuse me. I got
You did not.
I thought I muted. I got twin girls. I'm trying to stop them. I'm looking at the camera. They're wrestling. I'm like, hey, get off your sister, please. Hey, look, I got real life shit going on over here while I'm on podcast. Okay, I thought
that was good.
Get off your sister. Yeah, they wrestling.
That was good.
Hey, it's Monday.
It scared me.
Shit happening, you know what I mean?
It scared me. I was like, oh my God.
Well, you heard their speaker too. After I hit the mic, like, hey, get off. Hey, get off your sister.
You did. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah. That was funny. But yes, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching over on Twitter, please go subscribe on YouTube. We're really trying to build that platform over there and get us monetized and everything so we can keep making this every single week. We really enjoy it. So make sure you go show us some love on all of our platforms, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. All of our descriptions and everything are going to be linked in the description box below. Use code IT1 over at Inside Texas for 2 months for just $1. Use code IT1 to be able to get all the information you need on recruiting, whether it be football, baseball. There's a lot going on right now, especially with baseball. You know, Schloss is really hitting the portal more than Texas has in a minute. You know, and it's just really showing the difference that's happening under Schloss than what was going on under David Pierce. You know, shout out to David Pierce. But speaking of recruiting and everything, let's kind of jump into the recruiting section for a second because we got ourselves a badass commit today. Smith Orogbo. Sorry, excuse me. I keep like hiccuping. Can you go into it while I get a drink of water? Give me 1 second.
Yeah. So Smith Orogbo, top 30 player, edge player out of A-League, Houston, Texas. 6'4", 230-pound defensive end, committed today. Call him Lurch, man. He has like really long arms, man. When you watch his film, you kind of see him really separate, can disengage from offensive linemen, from blockers, and get off the block. I think he's a guy or a kid that coming to Texas, probably red shirt maybe. Kind of gains weight, get a little bigger because he's tall, he's thin, he looks like a basketball player, but I like him, and I think what he brings to the table. Like I said, give him a little red shirt, get some weight on him, get some strength on him, see how he develops. I think he'll probably end up being a buck. I don't see him as like a speed edge rusher, so he probably play the same side as like Ethan Burke, you know, bigger guys. But man, overall, man, a great gift for Texas. Get some momentum going in this recruiting thing right now because, yeah, we need it. So we need more people to join. Let's go.
I forgot my mic was muted. But we really needed it on the defensive side of the ball. You know, we've had a lot of momentum on the offensive side. You know, DeCorian Moore, Jamie French, having talks with Khalid Lockett, those types of guys. And we haven't really seen that same type of push, that same momentum on the defensive side of the ball. We've seen us kind of swing and miss a little bit, especially on that interior defensive line. So with how well the edges are being recruited, what is going on? What is happening? I'm sorry, like, we should not be getting money whipped for anybody.
I knew you were about to go there.
Because it's true. Like, it's true.
Yes. Texas is like, I got money. Yay. I got money. Hit my boasting and got my chest all out. And then when it's time to ante up, like, where the money at, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We should not, for position of need, we should not get outbid.
Mm-hmm.
We need defensive linemen. We need big, ugly, mean guys in the middle, and then other people are outpaying us. I don't think it's so much, let me say this, outpaying. I think it's more of Texas sees a guy, say Josiah Sharma, right? Maybe Texas sees a cap here. Like, we'll pay this much for him, but we're not willing to pay over. Oregon, like, cool, I need him. I'm paying. You know what I mean? I think more than anything. But it's tough because we need those guys. And I don't like getting, when it comes to money, and we brag about it, I don't like losing out on money.
Well, and I think that's kind of like where we kind of sit and get our feelings hurt a little bit. That's where the jab kind of takes place, is because, like I said, we should not, we are the University of Texas. We are known for having one of the best NIL programs in the entire nation. We do what we do. We know that, there's no shame in our game. We know we pay our players. We know we pay our players well. We know we do what we got to do and provide the necessities and everything that they need to be able to do it intellectually and actually understand what they're doing when it comes to NIL and everything like that. There's no reason, like you said, especially at a position of need. And it's been a big position of need.
Yeah, definitely.
As much as I don't hate the portal class that we were able to bring in on the defensive line, I want us to be able, because this is obviously we're seeing a similar situation that what we had with Bo Davis, where we are needing to develop guys that are a little bit on the lower recruiting star ranking, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But whenever you have these big guys and everything that are literally committing to, that are pretty gung-ho to go to Texas, and then it doesn't happen the morning of.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's what bothers me. But negotiations go to the midnight hour. They go right up to the last second. Honestly, I was looking at Nate's comment. I don't know if anybody watched Josiah Sharma's film. The comp for him is like Chris Jones for Kansas City Chiefs. Ain't too many people like him out there. I'm sorry. 6'4.5", 300-some pounds, can move like he can move. His nickname is Sugar Bear for a reason. I call him Big Cat. Reminds me of
it's not a guy that you want to miss out on. It's not a guy that you want to. It's not a guy that you want to miss, especially whenever he's literally right there in your grasp.
Yeah,
you have him. You have him.
So, no, he's legit. But it happened. I do feel like offensively, the Corey Moore and anybody like that, we're not going to lose that when it comes to money.
Exactly.
Oregon's like, this is what y'all want to do? Do we have a cap on Corey Moore? We bet not.
No, for sure. And the thing is, though, is I think we kind of proven that we will go above and beyond for offensive players. That offensively seems like to be a little bit more of a priority for those standout breakout stars, those, top 5 in their position type players, So it's just, it sucks that it seems like the one place that we can't get those really big name guys is right there on that interior defensive line. And we can. I think that's what's frustrating, is we're leading until we're not.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. You've got to be able to close on those. And honestly, Sark is a closer. We know that. We know that none of these are done until signing day. Sark has his signature flip that he typically, he's had a signature flip on the defensive side of the ball the past 2 seasons.
Right.
You know, in Ty Anthony Smith last year, they took one linebacker last year. They knew that Ty Anthony Smith was the guy that they wanted, and they honed in on him, and they ended up getting him. You know, Anthony Hill, same way. You know, both of those guys are guys that didn't commit to us at first. So I'm not saying that it's we're obviously not sitting here saying it's a 100% done deal, but at this point, we're putting it out there that we're winning games. You know, we have top-notch NIL. We've got a coaching staff that players seem to trust, and they really back and understand and really try to get behind for the most part. You know, so we have plenty of selling points outside of the money to where the money shouldn't even be a factor. But, you know, like, we really shouldn't be. It goes back to what we were saying about we shouldn't be getting money whipped. Like, you can't.
I think it's just like a combination of things, right? Because you got a proven defensive line coach. Oregon has a great defensive line coach. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of established. Dan Lanning's killing it. I'm just that to Dan Lanning.
You know what? Snaps for Lanning. Like, at some point, you just got to tip your cap. You can't even sit and be upset about it because they're killing it, and it's not even. It's everybody. Like, Oregon's getting everybody right now.
Defensively, at their entire staff, like, they're really good across the board. Mm-hmm. Secondary, linebackers, D-line. As far as coaching, as far as development, then they can pay. You can kind of get stock at Nike or they got the coolest uniforms. I don't want to be at Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, where it rains all the time, but
yeah,
they're cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's Oregon. Yeah, it's flashy. I get it, but you know. We got Kenny Baker, hasn't even been here one football season yet. Has been here 5 months. Coach Nancy been here maybe 3 or 4 months. Let me see who else. You know, we got Coach Joseph, Coach Gideon on the back end. Like, maybe people feel like they can go to get developed elsewhere and have a chance to play and win. Like, and they don't know. Like, Coach Nancy's going to be a hot name at the end of the season.
Yeah,
he go get a head coaching job next year. And that's a tool that coaches can. Other schools can talk about, like, hey, yeah, Coach Nanson's recruiting you, but what if he's not there next year? Because he might get a coaching job because he had opportunity last year. So you got that, right? And then Coach Baker, is he going to be here past a year? You know, it's a lot. He's new. Or they talk about the development of secondary. Like, hey, why would you go there? You're not going to be developed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So and that's why it's hard to sit, like, let's not sit and make it seem like I don't want to sit here and make it seem like we're trying to sit and blame Kenny Baker for what's going on the defensive line. No. He's been here 5 months. Like, he has not been here long enough for any of that to be his problem, his fault. Right. You know, like, he's new to the game. He's new to recruiting, new to NIL, like, new to the entire process. Okay, so this is something that he's going to have to get his own footing with. And you didn't go to a Washington. You didn't go to a Georgia Tech. You didn't go to any of the non-bigger name programs. You know, you came to the University of Texas, where all eyes are going to be on you, and you're expected to be able to recruit and develop and everything at this top level. And fans can be pretty fickle at some point. You know, like, we can be very impatient. We can be very, why are we missing out on everybody?
Yeah,
Kenny Baker. Like, it definitely can get like that, but at the same time, like, you can't be too hard on the situation. He's been here less than 6 months. Do we fully expect and hope that he can get it together? Yeah. Like, because that needs to happen. That's not, like, obviously you're not gonna get a pass from Texas fans for very long, especially heading into the SEC. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You're not gonna get a pass for too long. You need to get it together pretty quick. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you need to be able to put at least a little bit of your skin in the game. You know, have your name on the wall. Have a little bit of development under your belt. Get one. Like, I'm waiting for Kenny Baker's one big target that we're like, yes, that is his signature target to get that shit rolling. You know.
And I will say this: he only been on campus a few months, but he had Sharma in the bag until the last hour. Right? He had Aaron Charles right there to the last hour. So, like, he made up ground in the short.
Is it him? Like, that's where, is it really his problem? You know?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I give him some credit, and don't get me wrong, it was a staff effort with Coach Choice and everybody else picking those recruits, but we tried. We tried. And so, I'm not going to fault him for that because that was tough.
Well, and Sark is a closer. Like I said a minute ago, you know, he's had his I lost my train of thought. Sark is a closer. He's had his late minute or last second flips, you know, midnight hour, witching hour flips that Sark after dark type shit that we like to do, you know, where he comes in at the final hour and ends up just blowing these guys away and flipping them at the last second. So obviously we're not saying that any of these guys are completely off the table. They were obviously high on their boards for a reason. And I don't foresee Sark and company just rolling over and playing dead and just letting it happen. You know, it's not over. But at this point in time, we should be in a position of keeping these guys, not flipping them.
I'm gonna agree with that, but I think I will say this: Coach Baker's done a great job connecting with some kind of local trainers in the area who has a ton of guys that develop defensive line. So he's connected with the right people. I think 26 class, you'll see him be early on guys and kind of be, you know, in the swing of things early on them. So I think we'll see how 26 goes. I'm not going to judge him on 25, even though
and nobody should.
Impatient at Texas, fans can be a little impatient, but 26 class, I think, and 27 class, he's going to be early on some guys, and I think we'll see a change. Right, and like I said, he's connected to the right people. So as long as that relationship stays there, I think we have a chance to kind of get some guys, and that'll really, really help going forward because we need them. Because a lot of those one-year contract guys can be gone. So we got to pay.
Yep. So you know the TSV is the Bill Nortons. The is it Jermaine Lay's got one more year?
Yeah, you got it. Look at you.
Ooh, look at me. Was that all three?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at me. Let's go. I'm proud of myself on that one. Hell yeah. So Billy said, I'm expecting Baker to find his guys. He's bought into and selling out for him, not sitting on his thumbs. Fair enough. You know, like I said, I don't think any Texas fans should be really, I don't think any of us should be too hard on Coach Baker just yet. We're sitting here, you know, he's come in a little late. He's only been here 5 months. It's not really anything to get too upset about, especially considering, like I said, Sark is a closer. We're used to him going in at the final minute. You know, those in-home type, like those are his bread and butter. Sark loves going in-home, meeting with the family. Sark is a people pleaser in that sense. He's one of those guys that will go in and just woo the shit out of the family. You know, I think all of us know that Sark can talk a big game. You know, Sark is really, really good at articulating exactly what people want to hear, you know, like being able to, but also I feel like he articulates what we want to hear and what we know, like what he knows that we want and need without like sunshine pumping in a sense. Like, I mean, I don't want to make it seem like sunshine pumpers or anything like that, but I feel like Sark likes to keep it real. And for the most part, obviously nobody's perfect. Nobody is going to be 100% honest in everything. You know, it's college athletics, it's recruiting, it's NIL. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that none of us will ever know. None of us know what's going on. So there are a lot of conversations that happen behind closed doors, but we do know that Sark is a certified closer and will come in and do whatever he can anytime to be able to really, like, Sark has always been really good at finishing out the class strong and rounding out his class very well. So, you know, it sucks right now, but I don't see them just rolling over and just taking it.
What do I know, Billy? Stop building kids. Coach Dub knows. What do I know, man? I know.
I'm wondering that too.
Come on,
yep.
Billy. About,
yep. Sark is a closer. He doesn't settle. Dude can recruit. See L'Oreal. Yes, ma'am. L'Oreal. You know what? Shout out to L'Oreal.
That's who's the number one recruiter right there, L'Oreal.
As she should be. Like, are we joking? She's a freaking queen. Like, honestly, I don't think we could ask for a much better, like, first lady of Texas football. She's freaking gorgeous. She has amazing relationships with the players and their families. You can tell that the families and stuff of the players all love her and respect her so much. She has, I know she does like spouses like nights and stuff like that, where like the entire coaching staff, all the wives and stuff will get together and everything. So it's like, it's really, really cool to see it all come together as like a full family type thing. Whereas like, because, you know, like they said at the SEC words, like they said at the SEC celebration, a united Texas is a reckoning. From top to bottom, as long as we are all on the same page, working towards the same goals, not really much else that, Coach.
I see. I saw the question.
We can sit and talk about it. How are you feeling about that Pettyjohn announcement? We need him.
I like the kid a lot. I like Pettyjohn a lot. Like, he's probably one of my favorite linebackers. Him and Bo Barnes, like, my favorite linebackers in the class. I want those two to play together. Like they fit, complement each other so well what they do. Man, how do I feel about it? I don't feel as good as I felt like back in May.
Yeah,
I felt really good. Early June, like shit, coming to Texas. Right? But these people take visits. They take visits. These kids get to go see everything and see how they fit at other schools too. Like, they get to offer NIL deals, the whole package. You know, so it's hard to judge because I think the kid can see himself playing at Ohio State, A&M, Texas, and USC. Honestly, right? And all offer, I guess, great things off the field, especially USC. You got LA. You know, you want to be in Hollywood, Texas. It's just Austin. You got so much going. College Station. I mean, I guess you can go to Cal Tippin. In Ohio State, you know, I don't know. I've been to Ohio once. I haven't seen much out there, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Victor, man. I feel 50-50-ish. Like, I used to feel like, ain't no doubt Pettyjohn's coming. So, yeah, we got to see, man. He set his date of commitment, so it's on the 6th. It's around the corner.
Coming up pretty soon.
But I know he'll make the best decision for him. I know he has a great family in his corner, man. Mom, dad, brother. He got a great village around him, so they're gonna make an educated decision. I'm sure what's best for him for the next 40 years, not the next 4. What's gonna set him up for life. And so I can't wait to see where he goes because I'm gonna root him on wherever he goes. But yeah.
Well, and it's also one of those things. It goes back to what we were just saying. No matter what the situation is, Sark is a closer. No matter, it was the same way with Colin Simmons. You know, those are the types of guys you have to get them and hold on for dear life. So if we get Pettyjohn, we got to get him and hold on for dear life. If we don't, once again, it goes back to, we're not just gonna roll over and play dead. You gotta. Because at the end of the day, you got to outlast Steve Sarkisian. And it goes back to what we were saying about him being a closer. He thrives on those in-home last-second visits, those 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night in the home visits. That is Sark's bread and butter. That is where he really impresses. That is where he really, really thrives. So we'll see what happens. You know, ultimately I have full faith that Sark and company are going to be able to pull together a damn good class. Yeah. You know, I have full faith that they're going to be able to, you know, top five class. I think that's a, you know, I think as a Texas fan under Steve Sarkisian, I feel like that is a pretty valid expectation at this point.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think we'll finish with a top 5 class. Because it's Texas. I remember some down years. We still finished with a top class. So I don't think Texas is going anywhere when it comes to recruiting. Start calling grandma close to midnight.
It's true. It's true. Sark don't sleep. Sark after dark. #.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I just think that this is me personally. So don't think I'm saying we got to finish with top 5. I don't care if Texas finishes with a top. Finishes with a top 10.
It's all about winning.
Whoever you get.
It's all about what goes on the field.
You know what I mean? So I think to me, I don't really care about the rankings as much as most people. Like, just give me a bunch of guys you think can play that are dogs, absolute dogs, and you can coach and develop them, get to that level. I don't care. Look at Michigan.
Well, top and 10, I also
13 class every year.
Yeah.
They run NFL style team. You know.
Yep.
NFL's coaching staff, but they developed them to what they were. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I also feel like, I don't know, I feel like Sark has done well enough on his own, doing his own thing, that as Texas fans at this point, we should give him a little, like, let the leash out a little bit, like, chill out. Like, you've got to understand it's not, recruiting's not linear. It's not, you're not going to get every single guy that you go out for. You're not going to get every single guy on your board. That's why you have 3 and 4 guys at each position, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, depending on however many you want. Like, that's why you offer more than one guy at each position.
Yep.
Because recruiting is, it changes in the blink of an eye, especially nowadays with the portal and NIL. The portal directly affecting high school recruiting, because you feel something with a portal position. What are these high school kids going to sit and say? Like, there are so many different aspects to it and so many different angles that you can take from it, that I feel like Sark has earned at least a little bit of trust at this point.
Yeah.
He's earned a little bit of trust. He's earned for us as fans to be able to let the leash out a little bit, kind of chill out, just see where it goes. See where it goes and what happens, because he knock on some wood, whatever you want to do. Like, he hadn't really done us much wrong yet. So
right, yeah, I'm good with that. Like I said, we shall see. Not that I'm not trying to say I'm not too confident, Victor. I'm really even keel on it, man, because I'm really trying to gauge and see. I'm really thinking, like, I'll find out soon enough. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
We're only a couple of days away. I know you want to be everybody's a little impatient where he's going to go. But if you see me going around happy skipping in a few days,
then you'll know the answer. Then you'll know the answer.
Yeah. You know your answer then. But other than that, we'll see where we finish. I think we'll finish top 10 regardless, and we'll get the class that we want. And it's Texas, so the final rankings aren't settled. Like, towards the end of the season, these kids get a bump and lowered, and whatever. So Texas may still finish with a top class. So we'll see. We got a long ways to go. Long ways to go.
There's a long ways away till signing day. There's still a lot of recruiting to be done by everybody. So I mean, it is what it is. As unfortunate as it is, as much as it sucks to sit here and be like, why are we losing out on these guys right now? Sometimes you just gotta have faith. Gotta have faith in the Sarkeesian, in the Sarknado.
Sarknado.
You gotta have a little more faith in the Sarknado, because for the most part, Sark gets what he wants. So
I agree with that, especially offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And don't frown at me. Don't say anything. Don't come at me. Somebody mentioned that Sark turned into Stinking Lincoln, man. You got the offense, but with the defense.
Well, that's the thing, is we have a really young back end right now. A lot of our guys on the back end are freshmen, incoming freshmen, sophomores that are set to have big breakout years. You got Jade Barron and guys like that have been there that know what's going on and everything. But our real breakout stars are guys like, Manny Muhammad and Derek Williams and guys like that. Those types of guys that are in those types of guys that are really, really on the come up, that we see the major talent difference of being able to recruit guys like that on the back end. And I think that it's just, you got to keep winning. Winning cures all.
Yeah, you know what? Kind of puzzles me with that winning. Like, Oregon hasn't made it to the playoffs, but I guess people like they're. It's so weird. Some of the teams that aren't winning or getting the playoffs, like, killing them recruiting, bro. Like,
but we also have to remember it's June. It's June.
Hey, these kids got to get spots now, because it's changing. Like, it's changing.
Well, and that's the thing, is it changes every single day. So they may be getting their spots now. They may be getting their spots now, and they may end up in Austin later. That's the thing, is you never know. You never, ever know. Oh, it is July. Sorry. It's July 1st. My bad. Whoops.
It's so hard. It's just so hard unless you're taking official visits to the school. everybody got their official visits out the way. So now you just come to campus to see a game. Like I think I think that'll be good, but I think that's another thing going to the SEC. Whatever game you come to is gonna be live, so you get to come to the Georgia game. You know what I mean? Come to the Georgia game. Come see that Texas crowd, right?
I'm letting everybody know that unless I'm going to that game, I'm not leaving my apartment. That weekend? Are you joking? It's Texas. It's Texas, Georgia plus the F1 race. No.
Oh, that's gonna be in Austin.
Yes, the same exact weekend as Georgia. Yeah, now you know why I said that. No, I'm not leaving my apartment.
Bad in Austin. Forget that.
No, I'm not. Unless I'm going to the game, I'm not. I am not leaving my little corner of the world. I'm not.
Dang, I didn't know F1 was going on the weekend. Oh, that's gonna be live, yo.
Oh, it's gonna be. Austin is gonna be turned the fuck up. Yeah, Austin is gonna be lit.
Austin's always lit, though.
Well, Austin is always lit, but it's going to be hella lit. Like, hella lit to the point to where I don't want to go out.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But it's so hard to take an official visit during the season because you don't get the same experience that you get during the summer when coaches.
Well, you don't get the, like, red carpet, big. Because they don't have the time. They don't have the time or the resources or the energy to be able to go into all of that for... You know,
so that's why it was such a rush on trying to get everybody on campus. Take your official visit during the summer. Come on. Even for us, we tried the same thing as Texas. So
yeah.
But like I said, we're good. We got our offensive line. We got to finish with Michael Fasusi. Maybe Lamont Riders. We'll see where we end up with that. We got the receivers getting ready to come up.
How about DJ Sanders? We've been talking about the D line. How are we feeling on DJ?
I feel good about DJ.
Feel good about DJ? Okay. See, we gotta get some. We got a little some.
Yeah, we got a little something. You know, I feel good about DJ. I like DJ a lot. DJ's a really athletic, good kid who can move, plays offense and defense. So I mean, but he can move. Reminds me of like kind of Chris Whalen, just more athletic.
Yeah.
I love DJ, and so there you go. Bring him in, develop him.
There we go.
Dre Bledsoe, honestly, he's got that kind of.
And honestly, if Dre Bledsoe could get it together consistently,
like Shadur Mitchell can.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like we have, like that's the kind of annoying part. Is like it's not because we're lacking talent.
Right.
We have talent at the position. They're just not at a point where we need them to be heading into the SEC, and that's not. I mean. Obviously, you're gonna have a little bit of a transition and period and everything going from a different coach, you know, being used to what Bo Davis and everything have been doing, getting a brand new D-line coach that you got to get used to and everything like that. Obviously, there's a little bit of a transition period and everything like that. So I'm excited to see what exactly happens with fall camp, how things kind of develop during fall camp. Yeah. All the reports and everything that you can go over to Inside Texas and get that will be happening during fall camp. I'm really excited to see what they're able to do with what we have at the defensive line. You know, like that's definitely, I mean, the past couple, like a couple years ago, we had a big old question mark on the offensive line. We're sitting here like, that offensive line is making me nervous. And it ended up, the past couple seasons, it's been one of our strong suits, you know?
Factory, baby.
Well, and that it goes back to, that's kind of what we're talking about, where it goes back to what we were saying about we shouldn't be getting outbid, you know? And we got to, at some point, you got maybe do like a Pancake Factory type NIL deal on the defense, like something that, because I mean, we've got it for so many of the different offensive sides. You know, you got the Pancake Factory, you got the burn ends for the tight ends, you know, like there are different entities and everything that are there for those types of position groups and everything, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. Obviously, we are not included in these types of conversations, but you know what? Maybe we can get some NIL guys on the show and they can kind of further explain some things to us, because obviously there are things that we're missing that we don't understand, that we don't get. We don't understand how it works. So let us know in the comments how you'd feel about having a show dedicated to NIL, explaining NIL, going into details, talking about all of that. I think that would be a very, very, very good episode. I think it could end up being very educational and teach a lot of people, especially if it's coming directly from people that matter in Texas NIL spaces. So if that's something that you guys want to see or listen to over the next couple weeks, let us know in the comments. We're obviously open to all of your suggestions. We really want to hear from you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell over on YouTube if you're watching us over on YouTube so that you're notified every single time that we upload. Make sure we're really trying to build the YouTube platform over there. So make sure you guys are subscribing and really sharing with your friends over there because we want to get paid. We want to keep doing this. We want to be able to make a living out of this. We want to stay dedicated to this and spend as much time sitting here talking ball and talking shit that we can. So please share our YouTube with all your friends. Yeah. Let them come see us, hang out with us on Monday nights. We always have a really, really good time. Make sure you use code IT1 to go subscribe to Inside Texas for 2 months for just $1. All the recruiting information that you could ever need, ever want that isn't listed here on Inside Texas. We are not Inside Texas. We are LacedUp. But anything that's not included, well, it was just on my brain. I know, I'm messing with you. It was on my brain. But
hey, speaking of watchers, Brandon Barnes, Elijah Barnes' dad says hi because he's watching. Yeah, I mean,
look at horns, Mr. Barnes. Let's go. Hook 'em horns, Mr. Barnes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love hearing that. I love seeing parents and everything. For those of you that don't know, we actually had Elijah Barnes here on the show a few weeks ago. It is in the thread on our live tab over on YouTube. So make sure you go over and look into all of that and everything. We had a really good interview over there with Bo Barnes. He was a joy to have on. So we'd love to have let him know we'd love to bring him back on and have the whole family on. Let us know how things are going. So I don't know what else I want to talk about. Is there anything else you got to say, Coach Dub?
Man, look. Recruiting has its ups and downs. Just hang in there. It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be okay.
Sometimes Texas just gotta pop out and show them.
It's okay. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just gotta hang your nuts, man. Like just let them hang, bro. Like come on, nut up or shut up. Let's go.
What did you just say?
You gotta let your nuts hang. Have you never heard that?
I heard it. I just wouldn't expect you to say that shit. I just wouldn't expect you to say it.
The fact that you're not understanding of the fact that literally anything could come out of my mouth at any moment at this point, like
I love it though. I love it. Do you?
It's true. It's true. Yeah, it's nut up or shut up time. Come on.
It is. I gotta ask you a question. How do you feel going into the SEC? We match up week in and week out versus teams.
Like individual teams?
Yeah, just like football. Like we play moving from Oklahoma, playing Georgia, then Kentucky, Florida. Just our schedule going down, and like, how do you feel like we'll be week to week? Because I know some people are happy to go to the SEC because they feel like we're getting away from the Big 12, where all these high-powered offenses and running 3 high-safety defenses, and so taking away the deep ball. They feel like SEC teams are going to probably play Texas more man up because they feel like they got the athletes to straight play, straight man, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel yourself? Because me personally, it's like.
Well, I also think it goes back to a lot of the SEC is known for physical, aggressive line of scrimmage play. They're known for having those big daddies up front that are just going to mow you over on both sides of the ball. That's what the SEC has been known for, is that style of football, being really good on the trench play, being really good on the lines. And I think that obviously defensive recruiting, I mean, as of right now, obviously it's going to make me nervous. Because we are, based off of what we're seeing currently, it's not that I don't think that Sark will be able to pick it up later on. But as of right now, obviously we're swinging and missing, and that's not the best look, especially heading into the SEC, where we know that trench play is such a big part of winning in the SEC.
True.
That's how we beat Alabama. We beat Alabama because we had the better lines up front. We protected Quinn Ewers. We were the ones that ran their ball down their throat the final 7 minutes of the game. We were the ones that kept, like we completely controlled the line of scrimmage. That's why we were able to beat Alabama.
Yep.
And that is how you win in the SEC. You prioritize the lines. You have your stars wherever you need them, but you prioritize the lines and that ground, like that type of aggressive ground and pound type, like mean nastiness that you have up front. That's what the SEC thrives on.
Yeah. I can't wait. I think week in and week out, the grind, just knowing what it takes. And I'm not shitting on Big 12 staffs. SEC, like week in and week out, the GA, the analysts, all the support staff who really goes into helping game plan and getting in the weeds of details of how a team plays. Like, it's like an NFL grind from a coaching standpoint, too. Like, for the first time, like, Sark gonna see, and I know he's been offensive coordinator, right? And it's different because now he's a head coach, but week to week grind the SEC, like, he wasn't just doing everybody in with that offense. Every time, it's like, I've been waiting to watch film, I was like, hey, there's some teams that gave even Alabama fits.
Yeah,
the defense was so good that they gave the ball back. But
well, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't pay attention to is Alabama. Like Alabama is, and it's been a dynasty. We know what Alabama is over the past decade. Like we know what they've done, but that also doesn't mean like just because they've won that many championships and everything, they didn't go 12-0 every single season. They were not sitting there beating the shit out of every single person. They were not. They had their close games. They had their games that they probably should have lost, but didn't. Like that's the SEC. That's what everybody wants to sit and talk about is the fact that the SEC. It's an any given Saturday type vibe, is what people like to talk about whenever it comes to the SEC. The week in, week out grind. And it's not even that, and I think a lot of people, because I myself have misunderstood, because I've been guilty of sitting here being like, yeah, the SEC is top heavy, which depending on what you're talking about, you can make that argument. But whenever they talk about the week in, week out grind, it's not necessarily the fact that you think that Florida is going to come into Austin and beat you.
Right.
It's not that you think that Florida it's not that you think that all of these teams that Vanderbilt has the chance to come into Austin or us go into whatever. Like, obviously you're going to have teams that you're just better than.
Yeah.
Like that just is what it is. The difference is even though you may be better than these teams, they have a defensive tackle that's going to be going in the first 2 rounds. They have a corner that tested off the freaking charts that everybody's sitting here like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Like he went where? He was on what program? Like he was in Kentucky? What are you talking about? Like that's what they talk about whenever they're talking about the week in, week out grind of the SEC. Yeah. It's not that every single team is going to come in and you're obviously able to beat Texas is able to beat every single team that we're able to face, that we're going to face this season.
Yeah.
Texas has the opportunity to beat and could.
I think
I'm not saying that we are, obviously, but we have a chance in every single game that we play this season. There's not one single game on our schedule that we look at that we're like, nah, it's a fat ass L. Fat ass L.
You should feel that way. I thought you feel as a team, coaches, and everybody, and fans, you should feel that way. Not today or maybe for a while, but like we should really do a film study. Like, 'cause I went and watched it. I was like, man, I see some like potential like matchup and from a coaching standpoint, problems in the future that could arise. Like, oh, we play this team and they got this kind of scheme, they got this coach, and these are the assistant coaches, and this is what they run. Oh, he's like, oh, ooh, okay. We might see some.
Mm-hmm.
We might see some games down the road. Like, why are we struggling with this team? Right? I know as fans sometimes you see a logo. It's all the teams, whatever. But
it's Kentucky. Like they're not going to be.
Logos do not matter. There are ballers everywhere you go. There's coaches who can coach everywhere. He can, and it's gonna be a little when we play Kentucky. They got Mark Stoops over there. He's a Stoops. Like he wants to be.
He's
Texas.
A Stoops. He always wants to beat Texas.
Yeah,
always. Yeah.
So I can't wait. I cannot wait. to see the week in, week out competition. I just want to see how we match up to it. Like we haven't really had a problem with SEC teams.
No.
We beat Ole Miss in the past going to Ole Miss. I mean, dominated them in their place. We dominated them that night in Oxford. We hung in with LSU the year they won the championship.
And you could make the argument that we probably should have won that game. Keontae Ingram. Keontae.
You know what? Can we talk about
Keontae
Ingram for that play for a drop touchdown?
I don't think we're. I'm joking. I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming.
Somebody brought that up today. Like Ingram. Everybody forgets about. We picked them off the very next play and couldn't get the end zone from the 5-yard line because we went quarterback power with Sam Elliott. And we didn't take points. So what about that? Like Herman didn't get no fault. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever.
That's true. But that's literally what it is. Like it goes back to what I was saying, that no matter what, no matter who we're playing against, we have a chance. It's not, we're not at a point where we're heading into the SEC looking at the schedule and being like, ugh. Which, like, and no offense to OU, I'm not trying to sit here and dog on OU, but if I looked at their schedule, I'd be like, oh, fuck. Ugh. My God. You want to talk about a gauntlet of a schedule? A big woof. That is a gauntlet of a schedule. I would hate to have their schedule. I did say this, and it's documented. I have this documented. I've said this for like the past year and a half, almost 2 years probably, that like back when our final Big 12 schedule got released.
Yeah.
Because soon after our final Big 12 schedule got released, our opponents, our SEC opponents, got released. Not necessarily the schedule, but who we would be playing got released soon after. And I remember looking at our opponents and looking at OU's opponents and being like, oh yeah, we got the harder final year going into the final year in the Big 12, but the easier entry into the SEC. Right. Whereas OU got the harder or the easier last season in the Big 12 and the worse entry into the SEC, because that
looks that way. It looks that way.
Most of their hard games are away.
Hey, if they make it through that, whatever. Hey, I guess he deserved that extension.
Props. You know what? Like props.
That's
okay, before we sign off, how did you feel about that extension? Because I got obviously, me being me, I talk my shit. I got ripped a new arse. I got ripped a new arsehole for being like, because I like, they posted that he got like an extension and everything like that, and I said, wait, what? That's all I said. And I got ripped a whole new asshole. For that crap. I was like, damn, y'all, why y'all so damn sensitive? All I did was laugh.
I mean,
take a joke.
I think it gives them a bit of confidence to their fans and to the organization. Like, yeah, we believe in you. You're our guy. It wasn't like a whole lot of money if you look at it. It just gave him some more years, but it wasn't like a whole lot more money. It made his buyout go out a little bit more, but I think going to the SEC, you want to show, we got our guy. We believe in this guy. We're dedicated. We're behind him. Then he came out with the OU NIL fund thing, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think
they did combine. They kind of did similar to what we did with the Texas One Fund. How the Texas One Fund originally wasn't. It wasn't the Texas One Fund. It was like, Surly. I think Burnt Ends was one of them. It was like, it was the Burnt Ends. It was, sorry, my dog is barking. Hold on one second.
But for me personally, I think it was good for OU because OU isn't broke, and now they're trying to show they're not broke, and they're doing whatever they got to do to pay players. That's one thing everybody got to watch out for. They found some money. They're paying. Look at that. They wasn't afraid. They're not afraid to go out and get
They may not be afraid of it, but I ain't worried about it yet.
They ain't afraid to go out and pay for a player to help.
Okay. And then
I'm just saying.
They don't scare me.
I know we don't like.
I feel like the LeBron gif that's like.
Yeah, probably not. Apparently, not supposed to like. Oh, you've been a Texas fan, but
No. It's not even that. I just like they just don't scare me. Like I know that they've beat us a lot. We beat them a lot. Like I get it. Like they've won the last like 84 Big 12 championships.
Scare me.
Whatever. Like I don't care.
Those teams scare me, but hey. Yeah. Oh, you guys are broke, Ingrid? No, they're not broke. Not anymore.
Don't be lying. Do not be lying to these people. Yes, they are. They are and always will be broke. Don't be lying to these people.
Oh, you ain't broke.
Broklahoma stays Broklahoma no matter what you say. I don't care.
Gosh. Okay, they're not on Boardwalk and what's the street and what's the last two boards on the board on Monopoly board? They're not on Boardwalk and what's the name? But they're around the corner on St. Charles. Not the other ones, they got a little money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You play Monopoly. You never play Monopoly?
Oh, I didn't hear you say anything about Monopoly. I just heard Boardwalk. I was like, what are you talking about?
What's the two most expensive ones? Texas is over here. They
Broadway?
In Broadway.
Broadway?
They're in the green. They got money, but they ain't down here at this level. You know what I mean? Oh, you's not broke, though. Hey, ask Dominique Williams if they're broke. Just saying. Anyway. Ask Dominique Williams if they're broke. They got the best. Never mind. I ain't getting into that.
Who cares? They're broke.
Billy, to your other question about Ole Miss. Ole Miss is paying to get defense for the first time.
OU isn't broke. Yes, they are. We need to see. You are no. That is one thing we're not going to do here, Coach. Is we are not going to sit here and ruin our Broklahoma narratives. Okay? I don't care what. No. We can say things. We can say things without ruining our own jokes, okay?
Okay, they're broke. Okay, they're broke. They're broke compared to us anyway. Texas got money.
That's all that I needed. That's literally all I needed. Thank you.
They're broke, Billy. They're broke, Billy. They're broke. And Ingrid, you're correct. But Billy, you got a good question about Ole Miss though. Just Ole Miss is paying players on defensive side of the ball. So they're committed to winning, actually winning. Kiffin is finally saying, I need defense too. I can score points, but I need defense. Because we could have got Walter Nolan too, the big defense target for A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we ain't. Oh, never mind. I'm not getting to that. See, man, we need defensive players bad. Open up the checkbook.
But that's the thing is like I that's one of those things where it kind of goes like I see both sides because. I understand wanting to get these top guys and wanting to pay top dollar for these top guys, but we also don't like, it's such a fine line of that you start to get into really dangerous territory if you're consistently, what are you making that face?
I'm just listening.
But why are you?
I'm just listening.
You're sitting here like,
I gotta get close. Let me hear what you're really saying. Come on.
You sitting here like,
yeah, I gotta really listen.
Like, what are you doing?
Come on, I gotta listen.
What are you talking about? I don't know what I was saying now because you were making faces. I was like, what are you doing?
I'm just listening. Come on.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh,
you ruined it with your faces because I lost my train of thought now because you were sitting there like.
We talked about paying players, and you said it gets really dangerous.
No, because because you get there's a fine line, and I'm not saying that Texas has never crossed this line. Let's not start doing that crap. I'm just simply saying that you keep making faces.
I'm just listening. Yeah, I'm literally just listening.
It's a very fine line between it becoming to where everything is always about money, which is what we always sit and say we don't want to become.
Okay.
We always sit and say that, Sark has said he doesn't want NIL and money to be the one and only thing that is spoken about. And I'm not saying that any of these guys, that's all that they spoke about. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying anything like that. I'm simply saying that I understand the idea of a cap. I understand the idea of not wanting to go over a certain amount for certain guys, saying like, financially, this is going to sound mean, but financially, this is what we think you're worth. Because ultimately that's what it is. It's a business,
Mm-hmm.
It's,
I get that.
So, I mean, I, as much as I understand us wanting to get these big name guys and pay top dollar for the top guys, which I agree. I 1000% agree. I also think you really just start to get to the point to where it gets a little dangerous, and it gets to the level of where my PTSD starts because I don't want culture issues again. And everybody has their own little problems. No culture is perfect. Nobody has every single player is perfect. But I've really enjoyed seeing Sark's teams come together and how much they've genuinely seemed to enjoy playing with and for each other. And I don't want to risk that for anything.
I hear your point of view.
Like, do you kind of like, I get, it's one of those things where I genuinely see both sides.
I get what you're saying, though. I truly get what you're saying when it comes to that part. I just feel like, like we got the money to go shop at Target, but we're going to go to Aldi's, you know what I mean? like,
hey, you know what?
You can't bargain shop.
But you also have to think more expensive isn't always better.
But you got, okay. Like, I don't know how many of y'all grew up. Dr. Pepper tastes better than Dr. Thunder, okay? It's still Dr.
For sure. For sure.
I'm saying, if you got the money to pay for Dr. Pepper, don't go get Dr. Thunder because you want to bargain shop, because you don't do that when it comes to offense. But defense,
no, for sure.
Like, we need people in the trenches on the D-line. It ain't going to hurt you to pay that money to get what you need. As you saw, we made it to where we were at last year on defense because we had 2 NFL dudes on the defensive line. You lose that with a secondary who doesn't already do a good job of communicating who has who and does a lot of things. Now the quarterback, it has even more time to dice up that same day secondary. Hey, you might want to help it out. Help the secondary out like a great D-line.
Do you think that that's why they've been going so hard on the edges? To try to figure out a way to try to offset it a little bit, at least a little bit?
I mean, we have edges, but you really need it's the interior. Like, the quickest way you pass to the quarterback is the pressure up the middle hurts more than outside. Outside, you can have a great edge rush, but you got nobody to help pushing that middle. The edges, I can just double team them and I can step up in the pocket and deliver. But if it's coming at me in the middle, I have nowhere to go. You know what I mean? So it's, I just think that I'm not saying you got to pay for every player, right? You can pick and choose. You don't have to get everybody. But I just think that when you got people available, at least go for them. Don't bargain shop when it comes to the futures. Because you don't have to have the best linebackers if you got a great defensive line, because the linebacker never get touched. So you can kind of bargain shop there. And maybe it's just me personally. I just know the trenches matter. And I saw what we did last year. And every year we've been good. We've had great trench play on offense and defense. And that wins games. Look at Michigan. They're good up front. Washington was good up front. So I just – Florida State was good minus a quarterback up front.
Yeah.
Like, Georgia's good up front. It's a trend. So I don't want to take.
You don't want to fall behind. That's one area. That's one area that you can't afford to fall behind in.
Right. Because Texas actions made me worry. How aggressive they were in the portal trying to grab people. Meaning you didn't trust who you had, and then when you didn't really gain anybody from the portal that can come in and dominate. Next opportunity is recruiting. And then you're like, well, I'm a bargain shop. Like, bro, what are we doing? So that's my thought. I'm only going off their action. You were aggressive trying to get these players, but then you don't want to pay. I don't know. So we'll see.
No, like I said, it's one of those things that I'm playing devil's advocate because I genuinely can understand where both people are coming from. Like, I genuinely understand both arguments. And I agree on some level with both arguments, because it is what it is. And I just think that, like, it goes back to what we were saying about closing. Closing is the most important thing. Getting them in June, July is not. Obviously, it's a lot easier to get them and keep them, but we've seen time and time again that Sark is a closer, and he thrives on those in-home visits. So
I want to go.
I don't. Yes, dude. Everyone does. We be like, hey.
Hey, man, these parents are cooking on their home visits, yo. Hey, I'm that mind.
But you also know that, like, we bring families and stuff on here all the time, and they love us. So I think we would be a great recruiting tactic. Like, I think we'd be like, send us in. We got this, man. We got you, homie. Like, I got you. I can. You know what? I'm a salesman. I can convince anybody. Well, maybe not anybody, but
I like the confidence. You know?
That's I got confidence. I got confidence in my persuasion, in my never mind.
I know where you're going with that, but yeah.
Never mind. But that's all I got for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining in on the show. We really appreciate you guys. It's been another amazing episode. We really appreciate it. Happy SEC Day to all that celebrate. Welcome to the SEC, y'all. It's time to get the shit going. It's time to beat some ass. It's time to make a name for ourselves and come in and sit here and throw them middle fingers up and say, bring it on, baby. Y'all want to sit here and do all this? Come on.
Tough tonight. I like it. All right.
Everybody's doing a lot of this right now. We're all doing a lot of this right now. Bring it on, baby. Come on. I'm ready. I'm so excited. It's a damn good time. It's a damn good time to be a Longhorn fan. We got a lot of things to look forward to. It's just Coach Dove is not about to sit here and do it. Not the chant. Not the chant. We ain't nope, we ain't doing it on here. Nope, I'm not doing that. And honestly, I'm gonna call anybody a goober that ends up buying any of the SEC gear. No, because we are all about Texas. The SEC is not ever bigger than the Horns, and all that SEC gear has that SEC big as hell, small as hell. The SEC will never become bigger than the Horns for me. And so any sort of merch that's got the SEC logo bigger than the Longhorn logo is a hell no from me, dog. It's a no from me, dog, because I don't want to be one of those teams that sits and ride the coattails of the rest of the SEC. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, you know what? Yeah, well, Georgia beat you, so SEC pride.
Oh, never that. Come on now. Come on.
No. You know what? Georgia beat you, so we're the best conference and blah blah blah. You're not the best conference because of you. So why are you talking to me? Like, you're not the best conference because of anything that y'all have done. So, yikes. Yeah. But I'm ready. I thought this was a pretty good first episode for, you know what? This is the SEC version of this podcast. This is the SEC version of LacedUp. I hope y'all enjoyed it for the first time. For the first time ever. Yeah. Coming to you live from the Southeastern Conference. Let's go. Let's go. Let's play. Because you know what? It's on like Donkey Kong. Let's go, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're over on YouTube, subscribe, hit that post notification bell to so that you're notified every single time that we upload. If you're watching over on Twitter, please head over to YouTube, subscribe over there. And like I said, we're really trying to grow that channel over there, that platform. Please share with all your friends. And thank you guys. Thank you all so much for coming in, joining us on this very, very special, historic Monday night for the University of Texas. I am Lacey, a.k.a. LacedUp. This is Coach Dub. Thank y'all so much. Coach Dub, you got anything else you want to say?
Nah, man. Just y'all know where to find me. Twitter, Inside Texas. Come holler at your boy. Other than that, 903 forever. That's it.
Beast Texas. Hook 'em horns, baby. Thank you guys so much, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Defense flying to the ball like vultures. Y'all got to pray. Shoot it out like John Wick. Tell me what y'all hate for. And I'm finna run a blitz on you like I'm J4. Standing on this championship trophy, I'm like 8-4. Had to do it big. This is it. Farewell tour. Competition sweet like Sade. Never secondary.